See, anybody that is saying that law is not for me, I'm not. See, some people are saying law is not for me. Sometimes check their results. My journey in last really showed me that sometimes we just believe that this life is just it's for some set of people. Now, when I came into Lagos State University, my first semester, I started average. Let me put it that way. So life we just believe generally that there are some set of people that they are for high class, why some people they are average class, why some people they are of low class, and the low class people will just believe like, oh, let me just settle with where I am, and that kind of low self-esteem will start building. Some people that they started well, I remember vividly they started well, but the mindset that maybe just because of their first results, so everything just changed, and from there their low self-esteem, their self-esteem drop. And we have some set of people also that start average. Let me put that. I started average. I started with 3.1. So and people that start average, you just believe that I'm not of middle class. I mean of the low class, and I'm not of the high distinction class. So let me just rock the town, enjoy, and just graduate. And the people of that start with distinction, they just believe that I'm at the top. So university days from my 100 level to 500 level really made me to know that it's not about how you start, it's about the end, the end from the beginning, let me put it that way. So I just want to use this just to encourage someone out there. You might be starting low, and don't use that to bring your esteem down that I'm not fit enough, because that really was my perspective when I was in my 100 level down to I think 400 level precisely. When you are starting your life average, that I'm not of the high class. People that know me then they will believe that this guy is not going to practice law, I'm not going to do law, because when I saw my results 100 level 3.1 to about 200 to 300 level about 3.2, I'm like, law is not for me. I did more thing first, I think 100 level and 200 level, the intramural, and the second one also fun set already. So I didn't prepare well. So I think overnight I read, I just like, let me just go. So getting the the lead counsel at HOC, a guru, an advocate, I respect you, boss. So it was a lead counsel. So after canvassing my argument, blah blah blah, and got to she not have to start doing necessary thing. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm not for law. Instantly I start building my career. Sincerely, I end up. I knew from 200 level that with 3.1 I can't successfully make it through to a good chamber. Definitely you might struggle then get to your where you plan to be in life, but to be to receive employment with a big firm is very difficult. So when Shino appeared then, I'm like, oh my god, these people, they are good. These people are for law. Me, let me focus on my business. I started building my entrepreneurial skill, started making mass movement, and this law is not for me. So from 100 level down to 300 level, I was still on 3.2. I think 300 level, I moved to 3.3. So I think DBK did then is in US now. He told me, we went for a conference. So he told me that, oh guy, you can still graduate with second class upper. So I'm not like, me, I've already given up second class upper. No. So down to 400 level, I was still on 3.3. My 400 level, 3.3. I think second semester 3.41. So I lost hope, and I just believe that let me start diversifying, that I'm going to do this, I'll do this, that moment that you already know that this class of people is not for me, that I can't graduate with good distinction. And the problem was that I don't read. God gave me grace to read 2 days to exam, because most of my exam, people that know me very well, 2 days to exam, I'll just pick up the book, start reading, blah blah. So how on earth do you expect me to remember the case? I'm not a debater that do debate. So how do you remember? I can't remember case. So I'll just write all the story, then I'll get my theory. I'm like, oh, good. Since I don't have any carryover, so good. So down to um, 500 level. You know, my mom was just like, a guy, I want you to graduate with second class or bar. And in my mind, I'm like, how on earth? I've given up. I've already started saying I want to switch to business. See, anybody that is saying that law is not for me, I'm not. See, some people are saying law is not for me. Sometimes check their results. I'm just check their results. But some people is just like, oh, law. Personally, I know that litigation is not for me, but I know that negotiating part in law, like I'm very good. Like when it comes to negotiating business, blah blah blah. So, but since I'm not making my pathway in a legal career as per as per the average, then I decided that I'm going to just push through all my business. So for 500 level, things change. First semester I moved to, that was my best results ever so far. Still, I didn't really do. I was just still doing one or things because I'm that kind of a person. I remember maybe 200 level twice. I went 200 level. I went to exam. I think constitutional law. I went to Alaba to go and work. I worked, when phone, laptop. So I went to Alaba. My exam was 2 o'clock, so I went to Alaba in the morning to just get some fun. Man shall not live by bread alone. So, and I have to create the other part, which is money. So I went to market and I still have to do the exam. So I think even 400 level, my homie, the guy who stayed, my friend that we stayed together, I think he could remember very well. Actually, he's the one doing this camera. He's the one behind this table. Don't mind him. So I hope he's not laughing. So I remember I went to Alaba also in my 400 level to Alaba to market to work. So I already determined that this law is not for me just because I'm average class, I'm second class lower. So people that are, I think third class or wherever, second class and third class, I believe that some will just say law is not for me just because I should be frank, just because of the grade that they are having. Aside the person that already seen to the future that true. Well, I know because I worked in a law firm before my university days, so I don't like the part of litigation, so that's why I didn't put interest in mooting and the likes. But I know that I like negotiation. So 500 level, my best result ever 3.8. I'm like, I got to. So CGPA generally, the GPA was 3.8, so the CGPA was 3.44. So in my mind, I'm like, well, at least I'm going to graduate with second class or par. I believe in my mind, because so I went to meet some lecturers, some of my colleagues. I've never calculated my I don't know how to calculate CGPA, not until my final days in university. So yeah, I'm a graduate. So I can say back then, I'm a graduate. I received Senate approval today. So let me boost tomorrow. Yeah, don't mind me. So they told me that it's very difficult, that from 3.44 to get to 3.5 would be very difficult. Even lecturer told me that it's going to be difficult. So I lost hope, and I'm like, whatever it is. I've started saving for my career, that I'll start business. But now I'm like, how will I study law for 5 years? I studied law for 5 years with the COVID, that is 6 years, and I'm still going to law school 1 year. And I will now leave my certificate to pursue another career. Every other person that study law, you go and check well. In one way or the other, they are doing a little bit part, maybe in the property part, managing some things for some persons. So they still, maybe in the organization, they are the law person there, sure you get. So when the lecturer told me, so I believe that it's not possible again. So I lost hope. I'm like, whatever will be. So I'm not bothered again. But that's one of the interests of being a believer. I'm a strong Christian. Yeah, I serve God all day in my campus. Class 1. I love you guys. So I went back to God. I prayed. And what God told me, that was the first time I started calculating CGPA very well. So God told me that whatever I want in my result, I just open my system that I should insert it there. So I end up realizing that, oh, I need 4.29, about 4.2 or so to graduate with second class upper. I'm like, I've never seen 4 points in my GP before, from 3.1 down to the 3.2, about 300 level. Like, how, like, it's not possible. It's not possible. So I prayed and I opened my laptop and I end up calculating that I'm going to have 3.544, then 3. That company law. Yeah, I believe that company law, highest I can have is 3. I was even thinking that 2, like calculating. Because when I came out from the exam, I was the one that have to lead even prayer. I was the one that led class 1, our final prayer. I was just so destabilized. I just prayed with faith because I've been doing that before now and it's work. So but I was calculating that 2, I'm going to have 2, so nothing less than now. So I was not thinking like 555 in the rest place. So when the results start coming out, first result I have 5, I'm like, oh, this thing will be possible. So I was expecting 5 in another result. So when the result came out, I got 4. I'm like, oh, no hope again, because see, 3.4 to 3.5 is very hard, like very hard. That means you must not have 3, 2, 3 or so. You must have 5, 5. So I eventually another result came out at 5. I'm like, okay, this thing is possible. I get to 4.7. I'm like, okay, let's hope. So another result came out. I think, yeah, I got 5 again. I think I was 4.8, and when that result came out, I was on 4. No, yeah, we're not expecting company law. Yeah. So my friend was even telling me that I should check first. It was like, maybe if I fail, she also will fail. I'm like, well, I just somehow have some faith, like, let me know my hope. I just know that I won't fail, because all through my days I've never seen 0 in my result, and down to the day I didn't see 0, and I thank God for that. So I eventually, when company law came out, I saw company law. I think everything came out the same day. Civil litigation, I got 5. Jurisprudence, I got 5. When company law came out, I got when I even saw 5 in jury, that is jurisprudence, I wasn't like normal now. So when company law came out, I got 3. So then I was on 3.53. Immediately I went flat. I was just thanking God that, is it possible me? I was just like, so then the other result, project, so everything cleared. Everything was exactly what I inserted on my system, and that's what my final result is showing now. So exactly. So, and I remember before then, when I sent application to a particular law firm, where I've been, projecting to, do my intern, I didn't receive any response. So I just believe that maybe possibly because of my CGPA. The idea I did there, let me put, very crazy. So I on my CV, I put second class 3.44, so that the man will know that nobody say this guy is dollar though. That's small. So it's just as small, just small to enter 3.5. So instead of saying second class lower, I didn't put it. So I didn't receive any response along the line. Maybe when the final result came out, so I have to send reapplication to the firm. So I sent reapplication, graduated with second class upper. I think within 3 days I received response that I should come for, I think, interview also. Yeah, interview. And luckily enough, I've been approved to join the firm for intern. So I just want to use this just to encourage people, especially the 100 level down to 300 level. If you're struggling academically, just to put more effort. I put more effort in my 500 level. I think I was very busy then. I did chairman for 2 events, the biggest event of class 1 convention, and our final year week, 7 days and some other days, and still I had 4.29. So it's not about what you're doing. I think people that are busy, they are busy in school. They know how to calculate it themselves. So I just want to encourage everyone there, and people that possibly maybe you didn't graduate with a good grade. To some people, say second class upper is not good grade. So let me just put it that way. To some people, first class, because we have some first class that are not doing well, and we have third class also doing very well. So it doesn't matter your grade. Share it. Just put more effort, because now you have to show yourself that, oh, I'm good enough. So now, as it is now, my 500 level, I already know that I know very well that I have interest in tech and entertainment, but I'm just trying to switch it to the business. But now I've dragged it back to law part, entertainment and legal. And tech. So, and because I know that I'm good in negotiation, and so in case you see me in court, don't be surprised. I won't go to court. I don't really like litigation, but I don't know what the future holds. But I don't really like litigation. But if you see me, I've started planning. As it is now, the name of my firm, I've already sent in to CSC for registration. So, and because I plan ahead and the likes. So I just want to say thanks to. Let me use this to just because I'm very happy today. I received my good news. My result now is showing graduated with second class upper. So I'm very happy, and that's been the dream of my mom. So I'm giving this to my mom to say thank you, I love you, and my dad was sponsoring me. So thank you. And to my friend, I think I started staying with Debre. I think 500 level first semester or so, yeah. Because when we stay, sometimes he do come to my place back then, but when he moved to his new place, I joined him. I think he's like Debre. He's the one behind the camera. So this place, helped me more, and his house is breathing good. I want to say thank you to every individual that have helped me, lecturer, friends. I'm a person that receive favor from many. I may not be able to mention everybody's name. So let me start with Ronke, Tosin, Ariola, Blessing. These guys, we do read together from 100 level down to 500 level. We do read, like, I remember there was a last one exam, I think company law, we actually, Tosin started crying. We'll never forget that day. This guy really helped me, because most time they'll come up to me, so you start coming. And I want to say thank you to Anifo Worship DV. This guy, man, it was just like back to back. That guy must graduate with this 2-1. No? Even when I was sending application, it was the one that helped me to review it. So he just very there, and all my friends, Shamaka, I love you there, Juliet, everybody that have been there all through, and to every individual class 1 night family. And I will say thank you to Aristo too. He believed in me then that guy you will graduate with second class upper, and yeah. So some person might be feeling like, why is it anything special? Guy, I never see upper on my result from 100 level to 500 level. So if it's not good news to you, to me it's good news, because from 100 level I started with lower down to my first semester 500 level is still second class. So I just I just plan to do the close the chapter of my lasso law, while some other story will just chip in between, but this is especially for lasso. And I want to say thank you to everyone. I'm happy, so super excited, happy. So entertainment and tech, I'm looking for a job. I need money. Immediately after my law school like this, then if you give me offer. So I really wish to work with all this international organization also. I don't know what it is. But let's start here and opening a new chapter. Today, as a graduate of Lagos State University, Faculty of Law. Thank you. I wait and I look forward to law school, and I subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all social media at Optimist.